All right, hey, welcome back to Popping the Cork on Coverage at the Champaign Agency. We're really glad to have you here today. This is a week is a really important one. The heavy winds that we had coming through the area over the last few days have really caused a lot of claims, and we thought this would be a great time to just come on here and answer some of the questions that people have surrounding these claims. So the first question I have, since you're here and you're watching, is have you ever been involved in a claim situation from beginning to end? Just pop your answer in the comments. We'd like to know how that claim went. And I think that's what we're doing here. We're talking about claims, right?
Yeah. And honestly,
we didn't pop the cork.
Something. So honestly, I don't know where to start. So here we go. Let's pop the cork on coverage. Woo! All right,
and honestly, this is the stuff most people don't learn until they're already in it, and which is the worst time to try to figure it out. Honestly, a lot of people don't know until they go through it what's happening.
It's not what you expect, right?
Right.
So let's talk about what we should do first. So the first priority, just make sure everybody is safe. If you need to call emergency services, do that, of course. You want to prevent any further damage from happening. So this is a part of the contract. The insurance carriers do require it. So if there is a leak, you want to cover it. Tarp your roof, cover your windows.
Turn off water, maybe.
Yeah. Take photos of everything. You want to document everything. So make a list, take photos, videos, anything like that. You don't want to throw anything away or clean anything up yet. The adjuster is going to need to see everything the way it is before you do anything with it. And then you'll report it, and then the adjuster will come out and see everything. Just don't touch anything before you file.
Get the pictures. You can clean up. You can clean up, but get the pictures first. Like if you want to be in your house still and there's a tree in your house, you're allowed to just take the pictures first.
Yeah.
I feel like a big mistake that we always see is people they wait. So whether it's a couple days, a couple weeks, unfortunately, it can actually slow things down and make things a little bit more complicated. So just to give you a gist of the idea on like what the next steps are going to be is obviously you're going to call us if you are a client. We're going to ask you if you've received a few estimates for the damages, whether it's your homeowner's policy, your auto policy, kind of just depends on the situation, and we're going to help you file that claim for you. The next thing that's going to happen is that you will be assigned an adjuster. Usually it takes about 24 to 72 hours. It just kind of depends on when they get your claim to their desk. They're always going to call just to get a verbal statement on their recorded line. So even though you might not want to answer your phone, you have to answer your phone. I always like to tell people if it looks like an unknown number calling, try to answer it if you can. If not, they should be leaving a voicemail just for you to get back with them, but they will need a verbal statement on their recorded line. And then once they speak with you, they are going to look at your policy, whether it's your homeowner's policy, your auto policy, they're going to look at the coverages that you have. And also depending on the claim, they're also going to check to see if you have any endorsements on your policy. So like homeowner's policy, for an example, they're going to see if you have the undamaged matching roofing and or siding. For auto, they're going to see if you have standard form for collision or if you have broad form. So there's going to be a lot that they have to look at. And then depending on the claim situation, you might have a field adjuster come out. They might have you do a virtual inspection, just take photos and submit it into your portal. It really just kind of depends on exactly what's going on. And then they're going to figure out the value of the damage. Again, whether it's for a home or an auto policy. But you have to remember that they're tied to the policy that you have because it's a written contract. So what you get paid is going to depend on how you chose things when you started that policy at that point.
Yeah. And one of the biggest aha moments for people is replacement cost versus actual cash value. Very, very important.
This is huge.
Super simple version is replacement cost is what your property costs today to replace it. Actual cash value means it's the value after depreciation. So if you got an older roof or older items, and you have actual cash value coverage, you're not getting full replacement costs. It's not good or bad. It's just something you want to understand before a claim. And you do get paid actual cash value until you actually replace your belongings.
But yeah, I'm gonna dig into that a little deeper because this is the thing that clients will call us and they're upset because they just don't understand the process and how it works. So I'm going to use Deborah, who isn't here today. She's off with her husband celebrating their 30-year wedding anniversary. So congratulations to them. Congratulations, Debbie.
Yay!
But during this windstorm, a tree fell through her brother's house. Big, beautiful home. That tree fell right through their son's bedroom. He was not in it, luckily, but that tree fell through the upstairs bedroom and protruded into the downstairs. That's how bad it was. Now, they have replacement cost on their policy. The carrier is going to start writing checks to them. This is ruined, this is ruined, this is ruined, but they're going to write a check for the actual cash value. And the reason is you are not required to replace everything that you lost. Maybe you have a crib that you've been holding on to for 5 years, but you're never going to have another baby, and you don't need to replace that crib. You're going to get the actual cash value, and if you don't replace that crib, that's done. But you still get the money for it so that you are made whole again. But if you do want to replace that crib, you go to the store, you buy the new crib of like, same kind and quality, and then they cut you a second check for the difference between the actual cash value and the replacement cost. So a lot of people get upset because they think they're only getting the actual cash value, but the reality is you just go out and get your stuff if you want to replace it, and you'll get that money.
Which is why the claims can take a long time from start to finish, for sure.
They always ask, why is it taking so long? And we get it where you're dealing with damage, you want the claim like taken care of like yesterday. But there's a lot happening. There's inspections that need to be done, estimates that need to be done, reviews of the estimates and inspections that need to be done. And then sometimes there's back and forth between you, the adjuster, or the adjuster and the inspector, or the contractor. And then, like we just had this past week, the windstorm. It could be the sheer volume of claims that carrier is getting in could delay things a little bit more. So just be patient.
And contractors are busy. And supplies are running low, right? It costs more to get supplies. There's only so many contractors to go around to make repairs. There's only so many adjusters to go around. So sometimes things take longer than we want them to. But that's just the way.
I know we experienced a lot of calls and emails over the weekend from this past week or so of storms and stuff. So it's definitely a timely process.
Yeah.
And a few like mistakes to avoid during this time, if that were to happen. So kind of just to recap, like what we were saying earlier, like just don't throw things away too early. Document everything. Don't wait too long to report or file. And honestly, just ask questions if you're unsure. That's what we're here for. So you can always just call us. We can go over everything before anything goes any further.
Yeah, Emily touched on it, but just slightly, because some claims aren't going to meet your deductible, or they're going to be just over your deductible, so you may not want to file it. But a claim like the tree fell through your house, you don't need any estimates. We're filing that claim. So if you're not 100% sure about what coverage you have, or if these storms, if you know you had a claim, or if you know someone who had a claim and now that's causing you to think and wonder about the coverage that you have, we encourage you to give us a call. That's what we're here for. We'll answer your questions, and if you need a review of your policy, as always, we will happily do it for you. So here's to hoping we all survive the high winds. And cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.